So load up roll and make a roll to take control. Weed&d. Oh, what is up, buds? Welcome to Weed&d, the Pot Positive Live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master slash studio manager, Art Studios director for the night, Brandon Allen McClenahan. But my buds call me Bam. Oh, so good to see you guys. We got a hype train coming in right off the top. I don't have the hype helmet because we're putting studs on it, but I got this. All right, here goes my hair for the night.
Hypercore.
Yeah!
Hypercore!
Yeah. Hypercore! Oh, it's the hypercore!
There it is, 100%.
There it is. There it is.
Do it.
Oh, thank you guys so much. We got buds. Brenna Folger. You might be familiar with her from the Weed&d show itself. Thanks for being here. Boojum, we see you, baby. Mike Bennett in the house. Arj Nemesis is here. So good to see you, baby. Grim Wilder in the house. Man, look at the substances used. We got all the good buds. So good to see you, friends. Munge in the house as well. So good to see you, friends. Happy New Year to my, in fact, Happy New Year to you guys. So good to see you. The boys are back in town.
Boy night.
It is boys night. Boys night. Boys night. Yeah.
Boy night.
So last time it was boys night, we played Crossfire and did like wrestling characters. That was one of my favorite nights, guys. So good to see you, friends. Happy New Year. We have been, man, there's a lot of stuff going on.
So much.
So that is kind of the theme of our evening tonight. Mad love to all our wonderful ladies of Weed&d, Nicole, Abby, and Buena Beo. Just, you know, obviously the baddest asses in the game. So we're like here just because if they're around, you can't even listen to us. But yeah, we'll be going over some of the cool stuff that we have coming up. Some really exciting announcements. In fact, probably the biggest announcement that I have to offer in this almost 5 years of Weed&d. We're coming up on our 5th year on 420, my friends. Yes, Steph, you got to go. Sorry, we won't have a studio because it's boys' night. But we'll get into all that, guys, after I pass this magical joint to my, well, we already smoked half one, so I'll get us a fully. To my dear and wonderful friend.
Oh, I was going to say, there's only 3 of us. We could do a halfie.
Yeah.
We could also do a fully.
We could also do the whole
I'm not opposed.
Ferocious 5-year anniversary. That's what he's here for, folks. Arj is the best word smasher in the game. Also, my favorite hashtags all come from his way. Yes. I see substances. Why do a halfie when you can do a halfie and a fully? See, you just get me.
Fully.
Just get me.
Full on.
Yeah, Brenna, Abby, and Nicole right now are doing like their own Weed Dungeons.
Are they doing ladies' night?
They have like 10,000 viewers.
Right, I was gonna say we've got 5 or 6, and they've probably
go get your piece, Boojum. Yeah, I bet they're doing halfies.
They don't.
I don't even know what that means. It seems insulting though. So here we're getting back. We're out of practice. We're getting back to passing this magical joint from me to he, through the fibers of the interwebs to you, to my dear and wonderful friend Jake Taylor. How you doing, Jake?
Jake Mike.
Whoa.
Jake, is your mic off? Jake Mike. Jake off his mic. Here, let me get that. Let me get your mic.
There it is.
There it is.
I think it works now.
Boys' night is about quality.
Boys' night is about quality.
When you got these 3, you don't need no more boys.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. No, we didn't come up with a question. I was trying to come up with one now. But before that, hello, buds.
Hello.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
We're all happy to see you. We're all happy to be here. We all love you. And I'm going to take a Bud's question.
Yo, Buds.
Do that. If we get a question here.
Give us a question right now. First question gets answered, whatever the question is. That I've just said
up. We'll answer the first question.
First question that comes up. This is good television. Do pigeons have feelings, substances used? Asking the question, we're all wondering, Jake, what do you think about those pigeons and whether they have feelings?
Do pigeons have feelings?
Maybe you'll just cry, and I don't know why.
I say yeah.
Yeah?
I say yeah.
All right.
I mean, they react if they get like hurt and shit.
That's a solid answer. That's a solid answer.
Is that feel?
They can feel. Do they have deeper emotions?
Yes, and it's important.
Yes. Yes to both.
Mike's already like, hey, what is that other stream, real quick?
Oh yeah, there's girls hanging out together.
Baby pigeons are ugly as fuck, and they nest in their own shit.
I know that because there's a nest on my roof.
And it's made of poop.
Of baby pigeons?
All shit.
Oh. Even baby owls are gross. Like
Fart
baby
hard
birds
studios.
are.
Oh yeah, they're disgusting.
All baby birds are the worst.
Well, if there is one that they look more like worms than I think it's a penguin baby. They look like they're just like little mushy. I love them.
Oh no, little penguins are
Little penguins. They're already
adorable.
wearing their little
They're
suit.
like brown and
They're already doing it.
They look like worms.
they look like little fluff.
It's feet night
brown
over at
fluffy.
Fart Studios, guys. So
Yeah. Foot fetish over at Fart Hard Studios.
and remember to activate your feet cam here on Twitch. That is 10,000 bits, and you can see I have pretty big toes. I'm not gonna lie. Like for a larger man, my toes are pretty big. One of them's broke as hell from Mexico. It broke, and I was like, I don't need to go to the hospital. All they'll do is put one of those little straightener things on it. And then I didn't do that, so it's just fucked. You just see where it broke.
That's what
I just want to know what happened. Because you said, oh, it was broke as hell from Mexico. I'm like, what happened to Mexico?
Yeah. Actually, it's literally it was. We went to Cancun. Stefanie and I, like early on in our dating, which we've been dating for over 10 years now.
10 years?
Years?
But
I was like, we were at an all-inclusive resort, so I literally was just like, I'll have another margarita and another quesadilla. That was like my whole day. I was just like, let me get another marg and another quesadilla. And so I had several, and I was stepping over a beach chair, those like long recliners. The dumbest design of these chairs ever. Their feet hooked outward, but it was buried in the sand. So when I stepped over it, my toe went right into the hooked opening, but I had already thrown my massive frame weight to the other side. And dude, I just felt it just completely break as it was held into this stupid U-shaped leg. And it was the first day we were there. So for the next like 3 days, I was limping around like Cancun strip clubs. Like, I'll be right there. But I tried
My dick
not to.
still works.
Yeah, I tried not to ruin everybody's trip, and I feel like I did a good job. I don't think anybody slowed down.
Oh, Arj.
Yeah.
Well done.
Grim, 10 years. There you go. Next to toe.
Well done.
It's so good to have.
He's so
Hash
good.
Master, bro.
He's a fucking master.
Yo,
at
Hash
hashtags.
Master is a cool title. That
Hash Master.
I will give you now. Like,
I'm
maybe
gonna
a
say
class
that's-
you and I need to work out, bro.
Yeah.
Welcome in, LV. Good to see you.
LVLV.
LV, I love it.
Oh.
I think LV's a new friend of the show. I can't remember. Somebody had sent me I think it was LV. If
Well,
I'm
they've
wrong,
got a crown.
Whatever.
So they're already royalty in my
Yeah.
book.
All right. Did you do your intro? I don't remember. I've
Mhm.
just been talking.
Well, yeah, we've been talking and stuff.
Remember when we used to do the show all the time, guys?
Right?
It's been too long. It's nice to be back. It's real nice to be back to the table.
Yeah.
And I will take that and pass it on to you.
Here.
To
I'll give it
me.
back. Hit it again.
Oh.
To me. To me.
Oh, Mods and CC. That's right. Our friends. We love Careful Cantrip. You'll see in a second. I have something to a shout out for them because I love them. But yeah. Fantastic folks. DM Dave. I was clearing out computer space, and I had sent DM Dave for his birthday one year. It was like a happy birthday message, but in the computer on the background, it was a bunch of pictures of me and him with hearts around them.
Hell yeah.
I kept it just for a good laugh at all the times. I finally was like, I need some gigabytes on this server, so I had to move it to my personal terabyte hard drive that is just I've made for Dave and never sent him.
Yeah.
And there's a lot. Sorry, Drew. I'm now talking over your intro. Go ahead.
You were talking over my what?
I think I talked over your intro too, like
Oh,
Jake.
that's all right. Fucking everyone knows who I am. I'm here all the goddamn time.
Very
So, what's up, buds? Big Papa in the house. Yeah, it's true. Your boy. Excited to listen to all the new and exciting news that we have for everyone.
Twice the Tuesday, twice the listening.
Yeah. But yeah, excited to start the new season, obviously. Just happy to hang out on fucking boys' night.
Boys' night.
Boys' night?
Girls are dweebs.
Yeah.
Shh, don't tell him I said that, please.
Don't tell him.
It's very important.
Steph.
No, Brenna, we were talking about other dweebs.
Yeah, the other ones. What was the question?
Yeah, what was our question again?
Do pigeons?
Pigeons.
Have
Do pigeons have feelings?
Okay.
I didn't forget it all. That's what I was like.
Do pigeons have feelings?
Tonight on WeeDnD.
I can only hope that they have feelings,
Uh-huh.
so that when I crush
They're little.
all of their hopes and dreams and feelings, and destroy their homes
Yeah.
made of shit
There's poop.
on top of my roof, blocking my solar
There's
panels.
a lesson in there.
Oh, I hope they have feelings. I want them to feel every ounce of hatred,
I do have a child.
because they come back every year. A new family just moves in, and every year I got to get up on my roof and knock down pigeon shit nests and kill pigeons. So I hope they feel it. I hope they feel any amount of pain that I feel.
I like picturing it from the pigeons, like, every season we gather at the birthplace of our forefathers. We build our houses with piss and shit, and yet he comes again. You're
also-
like theirs.
Like, those of you who are my personal friends who I hang out with know I have an unhealthy fear of birds, not pigeons.
Yeah. Drew was in war.
It's true.
Doesn't like birds.
It's weird because with pigeons, like that war side of me comes out, and
Yeah.
it just glazes
I've been
over,
there.
and I see red, and it just
Yeah.
I turn into
Dude, I've been
autopilot,
there.
like must destroy.
I wore that pigeon costume to your birthday party. And
It was a
ruined.
bad
I had
day.
to pay for it.
It was a bad day for everyone.
I have to do
Don't
that.
be a bird at my fucking birthday.
Just full suit
Not
costume.
when I'm smoking and drinking and doing other things too much.
Do you remember me, Drew? Just covered in shit.
Oh man. Yeah.
All right, this is good weed. I just want to let you guys know.
It's good
I can't
weed.
Stop laughing.
I was like, I'm having a good time. Super psyched to be here. Fucking hate pigeons. Tossing it over to Bam.
And then I don't talk during mine. I'm
Just-
sorry.
I'm,
This weed is really good, guys. I just want to say that. I'm enjoying just everything I've said. I've kind of laughed at so far. So, you're welcome. What's up, buds? We already did my name and intro.
Sure
so
did.
my question, do pigeons have feelings? No. One thing I did notice, whatever, I won't go too deep into it. I was having a lovely conversation with a dear friend of mine that we had not spoken in a while due to some stupid mortal shit. And we were like talking about, just life, whatever, having a nice conversation amongst people kind of bearing a hatchet. And this pigeon walked by. And it's like so funny to me, like that you almost forget pigeons have this beautiful, like magenta and blue, like a turquoisean color in their neck that is like literally striking. And I have always been like, I was a contractor, so I did a lot of pool work and stuff. I've seen like pigeons cost people thousands of dollars with like shit damage, just like they ruin decks and can cause issues with
Damage with
solar
feces.
and air. So I have always been kind of just like, fuck pigeons. I have to say, yesterday was the first time I looked and I was just like, how can I just like, all that being true, what a beautiful, like it is this color sheen of magenta and blue hidden in an animal that like lives in its own shit. And it was, I don't know, it was a striking moment. I thought it was funny that pigeons became the question. And in that way, don't forget, you can nest in your own shit and still be a beautiful, colorful being. There was just something to that I loved. But yeah, no, I don't think feelings in the sense that we think of feelings. I've had a lot of conversations about this, but I think
Really?
feelings in the
About
way that we see
pigeons
them,
having
I
feelings?
believe, are uniquely a human feature. But I think they feel pain and have what is an animal version of an attachment.
Good.
But the ones Drew kills, I give them feelings.
They're just
as a dungeon
delivering
master,
shit. They're not delivering messages.
I
It's
kind
fine.
of feel like the interrogation process is unnecessary.
Yeah. But somebody's got to use that little tiny room.
But if they ever do
Until
tell
we-
me where the rest of them are hiding and when they're going to set up their next nest on top of my fucking solar panels.
Drew, here they are.
No. I'm so sorry, Drew. Turn around. They're behind me, aren't they? I just picture you like giving a hard interrogation to a pigeon.
I was going to say,
and
attaching
then
car
there's a pile of
batteries
shit nearby.
to nipples
And you just
of
see
the-
this little bit of shit just raise up. It's like the surviving one that always gets away. It's good weed. I'm not gonna lie to it. All right, I'm gonna check in with chat because we've been talking about some very.
We've been talking about
serious-
pigeons.
I love you guys. We hate pigeons. Up to the side of my face. I love you guys. So it's insane to see pigeons that are missing a leg and walking on its heels. But I imagine that it would have a crazy grizzled voice. There is a thing in pigeons that live in like highly like big food areas, food courts and stuff. There is always one that's like
smart birds?
that's not just a pigeon. Like there's like the other animals that are, and then there's this like has like a growth in its neck and its feathers are all fucked up. Like nobody wants to go near it. It could like walk up, look you in the eye, and like take one of your fries, and you'd be like, "Dude, whatever, bro, take it. Like get out of here." I do have mad respect for those ones.
He's not a pigeon. He's a pidge out.
Pitch out, yeah.
And he's missing a leg, and he's like,
But he's taken another pigeon's leg and is using it as a crutch. Like they're hardcore. They don't fuck around. What's the strain for the night? I have a few strains right now, and this one is the bottom of my Point Break bag. I'm a huge Point Break movie fan. I'm an FBI agent. You got
Johnny Utah,
Patrick Swayze, you know, asking many men ask themselves a very valuable question. But a phenomenal movie and a phenomenal strain. We also have some Bubba Kush.
Lori Petty.
Friend Lori Petty, bro. Yeah, Lori Petty. Of course she's in love with Patrick Swayze. Keanu Reeves. Like, why are you so worried about it? Of course she is. I would jump out of a plane with Patrick Swayze without a parachute, bro.
Yep.
Like, let's go, bro. And his dancing.
I trust him.
If you've never seen Patrick's, like near the end of his life when he was ill and stuff, he ran a ballet company. And like his life stopped being about acting. He started like doing a ton of really beautiful ballet work. And it was like, and as a young man, like Patrick Swayze was Roadhouse for me. Like that was his role. And I was like just like maybe 17, 18 when I came into this, where you almost want to be like, psh, that's dumb. And I honestly found like a love of ballet through that still carries on to this day. Like the movement of dance is something that I just absolutely love as a storytelling tool. But yeah, Patrick Swayze, if you haven't looked, he had his own ballet company near the end. And there are some absolutely beautiful dances that they do. What's that?
Sorry. I said you're a storytelling.
You're a storytelling tool. I just hear a mutter over there. She's like, "Oh, sorry, I enunciate my joke." Hashmaster Arch, bro. I don't know how we stumbled into it. Yo, Arch for sure. Arch is a brilliant D&D mind. And he and I have had many great conversations about like the rule mechanics of D&D. Let's make that Hashmaster. Like it could just be a side project.
I was gonna say, could it be like a subclass of the Smokemancer?
Totally. Yeah. Or like we could do like Smokemancer, Hashmaster. That's like the dueling disciplines of a yin yang kind of thing. Do like the Oracle and Final Fantasy Tactics, or like God, I love this shit.
Dope.
Holy shit. So how far did I go? Maybe I just went up too hard. No, you guys are just talking a lot. And it's awesome. Debut album, Cuckoo. Just busting cloacas. Covers the chamber master. Pigeons and humans were hella tight back in the day, trained to deliver messages.
Coov.
Oh, what's up, Steve? My man, Steve. If you're not following Vancouver by Night, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. But I think all the names in chat are already doing it, but I'm going to say it anyway, because maybe in a VOD or something, they're like, what? All these guys follow Vancouver by Night?
Sometimes you forget. You're just like, oh.
Steve's a wonderful dude. It's funny this time of year, especially because we're all coming up on our anniversaries. Like Blackwater and us launched around the same time. And it's funny, 5 years later, you know, it's like,
5 years.
These are people like Steve we've never met in real life. We've had a lot of great conversations, and I'm a huge fan of what they do. He's been very supportive of us. It's just like funny how in this Twitch kind of creator space, you find these really cool people that become kind of like super valuable to you. Like the Blackwater team, Careful Cantrip, Vancouver by Night, our friends from, what was it? I'm forgetting the other Weed&d show for James.
Cantrip?
Yeah, no, the Weed one, not Team Steve from my friends. D&D 420.
Yes. Jesus.
Like some of those guys, it's like everybody's, not all those projects are even still running in that capacity, but they're all still creating. And there's just such a cool thing in all this. I always get sappy around this time of year, but it is like to see the names. Honestly, like most of you guys in chat have been with us for so long. The ones that are new are like, you blend right in and it's already a thing, but it is just like, dude, coming up on 5 years of this is something that's pretty special to me. That will link right into some of the stuff that we're going to do here tonight. Yeah, weed is legal up in Canada. I had a great time on my Edmonton.
Crap.
Doing up there. We've talked with Blackwater about doing the Bong Water crossover.
Bong Water.
And they have a really killer podcast, fantasy podcast called God Killer right now. It has blown up. The M and all them over there is some Tim, M. They're like some of the most Adam. They're just some of the most fantastic human beings. If you're not following Blackwater, D&D do that as well. But we have been talking about like, hey, it's kind of lining up where like we could do a couple collab projects. So if this project we'll be announcing tonight leads to a little bit of touring, which it might, headed up to Canada and doing some shows. It does sound fun to meet our sweet Canadian buds. It is funny how many of our buds are Canadian. Like Canada and us are it's a similar vibe, bro. So
super similar
love to
vibe.
know
I
that.
could toss back a couple of Labatt's and just hang out with you, knuckleheads.
dude, yeah, we got another wonderful dude on guys night, boys night, boys. Night. Yo, bong water is gonna happen. That's just like it's like as long as you'll know I'll live until that's done at least. Like the spirit of me is tied to bong water.
The spirit.
Yeah.
Spirit of Massachusetts.
From Netherlands, dude, that's dope. She said I'm spoiled with Cali weed. When I moved to the Netherlands, I thought I was gonna be sorely unimpressed. I was fucking wrong. I forgot how to speak Dutch.
I was like, hell yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, Amsterdam's kind of like the Mecca,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was.
It
That
was.
yeah.
Before
Yeah.
everywhere else started becoming legal.
Before they were like,
but-
wait, you can make how much money on this?
Right.
You know what? Just because I love the intro and I love our ritual here, we'll do this and then we'll jump in with our sweet freaking announcement that I'm so pumped to tell you. It does tie into this, but it is also another arm of the show, and we have a few other things to tell you about. So we got us a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't. This one has a knife on it, so don't.
It's got a Ken Kennett from Connecticut.
Don't mess with me.
Oh,
I'll light.
he whipped it.
I'll light you up.
Let's go. Here. I'll stab you and then light.
Right.
Oh, what a power move! Just like,
Power move.
I need. Oh, okay.
If it was a
This is a
Zippo,
D&D. This is a D&D
if
weapon.
it was a Zippo, you light it, stab it, and then light your.
All right, you
off
do the
your
snap.
chest.
You do the snap.
Like-
that little pink,
Right.
releases the knife too.
What'd you call
Pink.
me?
Oh, hold on now. Don't you go there. I'll bring a pigeon in this room. I will.
Oh!
You go. You
Oh!
snap it. The knife comes out. Flame lights. Stab. Cigarette in.
Right
Join
off
it,
their
join it.
chest
All right.
or wherever
Write
you
it
stab
down.
them.
It's going in the original words.
Eye
Another
socket.
announcement. The old stab and dab. Oh my God, you guys are so good.
Stab them in the light it, stab them in the eye socket, and then you grab the side of their face and whisper as you're lighting
Keep going.
off their eye socket. Whisper how they should just make their peace with everything,
Make your piece.
and then rest them on the ground as they slowly bleed out.
And then you're all just dabs just get you.
Right. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, that dab
Shit.
got me. That one got me.
And just cough for an hour. All right, Vancouver. If I'm there, we're having poutine. That's not even an option. Here we go. Eye socket. Damn near rectum socket. We do have us a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you heard about it. Maybe you haven't. We like to take a lighter, like my freaking sweet knife. Make sure we're not going to lie to any of our friends, family, or household people we're stabbing in the chest on fire and go.
Lighters
Light
up.
us up. And then I forget what the line was. And then I lay him down. And I'm like,
There we go.
Requiescat in pace.
WeeDnD, high fantasy, literally for you and me. So load up bowl and make a roll to take control. WeeDnD.
Hey!
oh, Point Break. Gets me every time. All right, so go ahead. We're going to start with you, Jake. Go ahead and give me your Israel-Gaza solution.
You know
Come on.
what?
It's not that complicated.
I think this is more of a table discussion.
Ooh. You'd like to table this.
You want to tag out?
You tabling this?
I'm gonna go
Did
fucking.
I just say tabble? Cut
I'm
that
gonna
from the
William
internet.
Wallace
Nobody
that
record
shit.
that. Don't screen save it. Don't do anything. I always say every word right.
Just burn everything.
Roll for
Jesus. Yeah, he's probably a part of it. We'll probably include him in the final.
Probably.
Just roll for it.
I dabble.
I've
I dabble in tabble.
I've been known to dabble in the tabble.
All right.
Dabble in the dabble.
Smooth ice baby. I thought we'd start with a nice light topic and then move
Right.
on from there.
Get into, just hit religion.
I think,
and
honestly,
politics.
the most obvious
and
answer
work.
is, and then it goes stream offline. They don't let us talk about it. But this is like a D&D. What are you doing?
Wait a minute.
What do you think about the Indicus Empire Diesel Dynasty strip?
There was a birth of someone
Yeah.
lovely. and
Honestly,
special.
I didn't do any of my
Birth.
announcements, so I'm going to do that.
A birth.
The birth.
Guys, I'm doing great today, and just
We all are.
yeah, I did want to. We do have our announcements, and I always like to pass on. There's raiders that bring their parties our way. It's such a valuable thing to us, and we always keep it going too.
I love honkers and blow.
But Drew brings up a wonderful point. A massive, lovely, wonderful friend of the show, Carolyn,
Made us beanies.
has made us beanies that you've seen worn on the show.
Character-specific beanies.
Is an amazing musician, friend of the show, and just incredible human being all around.
So glad.
Our friend Carolyn had herself a B-Day. So from all of us boys at WeeDnD,
Get a good note.
I'd like to say, we love you, Carolyn. We also love our supporters. Our huge shout out to the WeeDnD Patreon.
Wow.
It's the best way to support us currently as we kind of move into this next step. There will be a lot more information on that as we go. But right now, it is the best way. We get the most buck for your banging your bucket of bookadaba. It is, we get the highest percentage of what you give us to then apply to such masks as this one and other purchases that we make in the show. A little bit on that as we go too. If you want to be a patron, we have our little ticker up here. Boom, thanking all those awesome folks. Well, I'm all the way over. Oh, it's because I'm in my that way. Wait.
No.
I'm doing so good. Boom. Right. No, I'm
Here.
backwards. I can see
This
it.
one.
This way. Hey now. Let me point at Drew and then Drew. Why is this so difficult? They're right over there, right above Drew there. Is our patrons. We love you guys. Seriously, it is. I just full admittance because it's like I don't want to lie and hide this from anybody's station. What?
Oh no, she was just scrolling.
Scrolling.
Thanks to the amazing.
Yeah,
patrons.
yeah. We did not have a hangout for the last month, and we've been like slammed with a ton of stuff. So I will be doing a pretty cool patron one-shot night coming up. Where we'll actually play some D&D together. It's the least I can do. And so maybe an incentive to hop onto that Patreon if you want to join in on that. More info on that coming. And then while Raiders are shout outs, honestly, bringing people our way is the best way to kind of help keep the like-minded folks in like-minded places. Two of our biggest friends in the game have done this for us many times, but I want to shout them out for the last time. Quest Keep. Some of our amazing friends over there. Roz, one of the better live studios that I've seen. Huge inspirations to us. Quest Keep brought their people our way. Just honestly wonderful content over there in a lovely environment. Like that's so beautiful. And then, of course, Careful Cantrip. Our friends DM Dave over there. Like honestly, just that's such lucky for us. Like we found a way to accidentally bump into like some of the other most awesome D&D groups that are around. So
It was a
genuinely,
weird time, but it was a good time to meet good people virtually. I
Yeah.
guess.
And again, it's
And
like
keep it
Just the coolest ones. They're all
The
so
coolest
fucking
ones.
cool.
this. I've said it before. I'll say it again. There's like the D&D creative community in the way that I've met them. It's like everybody's production is different. You know, there's yucks for every yum. By and large, the impetus to take a thing that you love and share it in a difficult way, and the brave moves people take, the D&D community by and large as an internet presence can be an unforgiving one. I don't believe that is a truth. I think that's more the spaces that they are than in every D&D player I've ever met is a typically lovely person. But the creative community that I found, I've done theater and film my whole life and stuff. So it's in all the creative communities I've gone to, it's like there's just a thing in them that it's hard not to fall in love with. Like it's like, cool, you love a thing and you're doing the next step to share that thing in a way that's personal to you. And every show's got its own little taste and shift. And it's like, it is from a producer end. Like I know how hard it is to do this thing that does kind of seem so simple. And to see some of these names that have been in the trenches longer than or around, like Blackwater came out, I think a couple months before us. I know Steve's been in the game for a long time. And so it's just like fucking cool. By and large, anyone I've ever gotten to have any good conversation with, High Frequency Studios, our friends D&D 420, I'm getting flooded with names right now, but it's like that. And they're all really fucking awesome people. So, and so are you guys. And that's, I don't know. It's just, this has been a gift for almost 5 years, which is blowing my freaking mind.
It's crazy.
So
Like you're crazy.
we also have merchandise. Usually it's laid out in front of us and you can see it, but you're just gonna have to take my word for it. We have, there's coffee cups, there's t-shirts, there's some hoodies. I think the hoodie might be out right now and it bums me. I went to get one and it was like, oh no, the one I was coming to buy. And then some of incredible Vlad Kolenic's artwork. He's done some incredible pieces that you can have printed out. And Grim has the lockdown on the most complete Weed&d art corner in any studio right now. He's because he even has his own custom art that he won through a Patreon competition. So he's got it cornered. But yeah, check that out if you want to see it. It is over at arthardstudios.square.site. Or if you're with us here on Twitch or watching later, exclamation point merch.
That's a rectangle.
With that,
That's a square.
I have done my normal pre-show announcements. I say pre-show even though I'm reading them now during the show.
Yeah.
So I might need to rename the
Hey,
document.
homebrew, baby.
Homebrewing it up. So
It's true.
this is one of the things we realized, again, we have had, well, explaining what they are, some tremendous opportunities presented to us recently. Kind of some of the original concept when we built this show, like it's on a board over there still written. The original concept for Weed&d was we were going to, that's right, yeah, even that's one of my original pieces. It is, the hoodie's out, but the other shirts are still there. Thanks, Mike. I was like, damn it, I want the hoodie.
Of course.
So the nude count, all right, so that will be, here's an announcement. I will throw that in. Elvie, I know we were joking, but there's actually a news about that. We are finally shooting one of our first concepts that we had for marketing for the show. We are going to do a Weed&d fantasy sexy, like 80s sexy fantasy calendar.
Really?
But it'll just be the boys that are in the like overly sexualized feminine roles, and the girls will be playing all the like warriors and barbarians, and so we have to. The only key is we have to have Gus also. So it's going to be contingent on when I can get Gus Langley out here and your clothes off. So they will cost $1,000, like tickets to the Penis Museum. But yes, we are doing a calendar. It was a long-running joke, and now we actually have like a photographer that's working in the studio, and I'm more comfortable taking my clothes off now than I probably was then.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just give me like a month.
Oh, I'll give you a month. Ayo! I'll do February because it's the shortest. Ayo!
I'm also the shortest.
Yeah. Now you did that. Fabio style. You've got it. Yeah, romance cover, kind of like just flipping the archetype of the like hypersexualized damsel in distress.
I was gonna say like when playing like an RPG, the end game female armor. Yeah. But then we will be.
But it's us.
Rocking the fuck out of it.
Yeah, the monster
what I imagine.
has us. It's funny. Like we thought about it. It was almost one of the first things. We were going to do this photo shoot for the show early, and then this weird thing happened for a year and a half. We weren't allowed to be in a room together.
That's so weird.
Hey, still made a show though. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, bro. And I'm very proud.
Still made the fucking show happen.
But yeah, we built this project. It was actually, it's funny because there were so many projects that came out of 2020, but we had been working on this for roughly a year beforehand. We built this studio for it. And the original concept was a cannabis Dungeons and Dragons kind of game show experience where it was a little less narrative storytelling, a little bit more the wacky audience-y splash, who knows what's going to happen next, kind of Nickelodeon feel, right?
Like you say like Double Dare.
Yeah.
But D&D.
Yes.
Double Dare.
Exactly. Yeah, D&D, DD.
Yeah, quadruple D.
Double Dare and Dungeons and Dragons.
I got that D&D, DD. Nipple pasties, real talk, is oh man, those chainmail is very unforgiving. Vampire Night is right. But yeah, so we had built that concept, and 7 days after we finished construction on this studio, the world shut down. And so the idea of some of the greatest live entertainers that I knew not being able to play in a room together made that game show element a little like it just wouldn't work the same if we weren't responding in real time to each other. And I'm a Dungeons & Dragons player from, God, it's like 31 years now because I'm old.
Longer than me.
And I was a wee 7-year-old lad. His name was Killer. And he had like 9.
What does he do?
Exactly. It was Viper and Killer. I'll never forget.
Killer Bee.
And then it was all Final Fantasy rules and stats. We didn't understand the rules. There we go. But in that, we decided like this thing was too awesome for 2020. We kind of, I remember everybody didn't really know what we were facing at the time. So it was like, oh, well, we'll deal with it as it goes. I had never done anything on a computer in this way. I didn't really know what a PNG file was. We didn't have the setup that was required to do it the way that we would now have to. And so I just like a huge shout out. Again, this is more of like a studio update. So I will wax poetical about some of this stuff. For the next like year and a half, and it's kind of nice on YouTube. You can watch us like not know what we're doing at all.
I was gonna say figuring it out.
Yeah, I'm really proud of like throwing that first episode on is a good way for me to be like, oh yeah, you're fine, bro. Be proud of yourself. But it's not just me. Like that is the thing about this is like, I'm a human being, man. Life is life. And there are times where like you get up on the day, you got to do the thing and it's tough. And early on, especially, there's a learning curve to doing this type of thing. Like what's important to you, what's not, kind of focusing on the wrong thing and robbing your joy of it through that process. But that's where you guys and the ladies, obviously like the cast of the show, my thing now is no matter what my day is, about 2 hours before we would go up, I'd usually be like a nervous mess. And now I just go, I'm going to play D&D with some of my favorite people. That's literally what we're doing. And Drew and I had like a joke early on where it was like, if this fails, if like not even fails, and I don't believe in failure as an ending point anyway, like if at worst, if this is just a complete waste, nobody ever finds out about it, ends up a time dump of resources. If in 5 years we have 5 years of video of us having a great time with our friends, it's like, isn't that?
We have a video diary of 5, 6 best friends hanging out, smoking weed and playing awesome games together.
Hilarious and emotional moments.
Yeah, incredibly emotional. Like there's a magic in that. Like there's a.
Oh, you want a full-size Drew body pillow? So a pillow?
Just a pillow. That's just a pillow. It's barely a throw pillow. All right, well,
on my way.
But I want to speak to that just because, like, I always hear from CC. There's like, Vancouver, and I hear. There's also this secret network of support amongst the creators. And that's why I try to harp on so much how wonderful these humans are. The best things about these people you haven't seen because they're in private messages to me when I'm like having a meltdown. It's just like that thing is kind of why D&D is the choice for a bunch of artists doing this thing. The root of what we do here is friendship, creativity, connection, and fun. Early on I was really scared of being like another stoner show. And I was like a little afraid of comedy, right? And it's like, I think we can be funny, but like the game, I always run like grimdark's epic fantasy murders, and that's the D&D I play. And it's so funny to have been so wrong. Like it was like, oh no, that one version of the game that I've allowed myself to play doesn't fit the room I'm playing in. And again, I'm not being harsh on myself, but there was like a railroading effect where like, I know I need to get these things done for the story of how I'm presenting it. Sure. And now the greatest fucking gift in the world is it's just like, dude, prepare till you're ready to improv and get in here. The best story is the one that is beyond all of you individually. And so there's been a tremendous growth in our friendships, the community that we've got together, the incredible freaking just this thing it happened, and there's other personal messages that make no matter whatever happens from here go, that this was all worth doing. Like, and so it's like selfishly, it's just good for me. So thanks. And I'll just keep doing it. I hope you enjoy. And we'll also get full-size body pillows. Best buds, baby. So in that vein, we built this project. COVID happened. We figured out how to do it digitally. Once it was lifted, we got the gift of playing at the table together that me and Johanna built. And it's been, I think it grows every time we get together. Like it's the storytelling sitting strong, and we're headed toward our best season ever.
So excited.
Which we will be launching soon. And the only reason we haven't launched it yet is the announcement that I have. So we, WeeDnD and Art Studios, are signing a deal with Planet 13, which is the world's biggest dispensary here in Vegas. And they have a new consumption lounge called Dazed. And consumption lounges are places you are allowed to legally consume cannabis. They're one of my most favorite vibe spots to be in. Like bars are chaos and consumption lounges are this like soft bubble of warmth. We are bringing the WeeDnD concept to a live show, a little bit more akin to what the original plan was. And it's called Dazed and Dragons, Legends of the Lit. So we're going to be doing it for 6 weeks every Wednesday, starting the 29th of this month. In their consumption lounge, as designed from the original point, I do believe consumption lounge entertainment is something that is misrepresented right now, and it's nice to get us into the room in those spaces.
Agreed.
There will be a bigger announcement and stuff once we lock in QR codes and websites and stuff, but I did want everybody here to know that we haven't been exactly like the coffee shop. that we're not, the delays on the back end have not been from a lack of extremely hard work. Shout out to Munch Party, who's working on the app that will kind of integrate with the show in real time. It will be an audience interactive fantasy experience that's got elements of improv and survivor style challenges. And it's going to be a living, breathing new beast that I'm extremely stoked to get going. That's the reason we have a bunch of unicorn masks and owlbear masks sitting around. It is going to be what 5 years of lessons from this show have taught us about the D&D and fantasy side of things, mixed in with 15 years of live entertainment production, comedy, sketch comedy. And so honestly, dudes, I'm like freaking... This could be the thing in the sense of this hasn't happened yet and we doing it and it's going to be good. So
it's the dream.
It is the dream in a sense because it's coming with opportunities that we talked about in the beginning. There's cannabis partners that are interested in pairing with both WeeDnD, the streaming show, and our Dazed and Dragons live performance thing. It's an opportunity to kind of infuse community back into the cannabis scene. It's I understand why it had to be presented the way it did. People thought that cannabis was a crime, that there was all these dangerous risks, and then it got legalized and none of that stuff was true. So for those people, I understand why when you go to a weed store, it feels like an Apple store. But I also believe very firmly in the community's part of what cannabis has done, at least in my life. And I want to bring that back. So
it's going to put the we back in weed.
Back in weed, man.
Aww.
Yeah. And so I'm also putting together a creative cannabis community concept where we would sit in a lounge and work on stuff in that environment. Anyway, that's one's less defined. This one is going. So we open the 29th. It is a live show. So it's their consumption lounge. Minimum is $30. But other than that, right now there's what could be a $5 ticket price. That will be updated as we go because I kind of would rather not. And so we will be doing it as a dungeon master and 2 legends. And so it's these are already, if you have the sense of level 20 characters, these are the legends of the lit. Ooh. And they will be showing down in a series of challenges with audience interaction, including things like curses that can be implemented upon the legends that you're not rooting for,
Ooh.
Or boons to the ones that you are supporting. There will be a little bit of a showdown between who the audience thinks is winning and a fun little ceremony for it as well. We'll get to do a live lighters up.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is glowing,
a room full of lighters.
Full of lighters.
It's going to be
up.
awesome.
That's something. I know, Munch, I did that whole alliteration. I didn't even really realize it. And then you posted it. I was like, I did do that. That's right.
Wow.
So that is, again, we are set to launch the 29th. The official, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be saying this right now. But the official announcement has not been made yet. But it's it's just us buds in the internet, I guess. Oh no, we're advertising them early. Oops. But we have this integration with the show and smoking elements, and as your minimum is included in this, but as you partake of the lounge stuff, you get points that will allow you to affect the show. It's less of there's a stage and a thing, and it's a little bit more of trials that fill the room around you. And if you want to interact, awesome, cool. If you don't, that's also fine. The show doesn't run. That's why I'm bringing in pros. Even if, people are stoned and don't feel like engaging, they don't have to. But that's where I'm kind of upset as a producer in the cannabis space, is they'll be like, I don't know, everybody's going to be high, so you don't know if they're going to be paying attention. I'm like, dude, I'm high at everything I watch, and I'm so invested in everything. So I would like to show them how wrong they are and really highlight the best part of that space. So we're going to be pushing pretty hard on the gaming communities out here, as well as the cannabis networks. We have some weird opportunities coming up with some pretty high-profile people through this partnership. So honestly, it's been said in chat. It's kind of the dream, guys. This partnership, the opportunities that are coming from it, that's everything that I keep being soft about. It's this doesn't happen without that. It doesn't happen without Isaac Sita helping me start this early on. It doesn't happen without Vlad Kolenic doing over 100 pieces of art for us. Sandy Stein that does all the original music on the show. Every bit of music you hear on the show is done by one guy. Every player at our table, Gus Langley, Drew Yonemori, Jake Taylor, Gus isn't here, but I always feel him here. Abby Danny, Nicole Unger, Brenna Folger, just Stefanie McCue, Munge with all of his. It's like Ed Palomino, who's done all our logos, including the Days and Dragons logo. Like you guys, like it's hard to see Shadow's name and Arj and not mention that. Like there's the investment from you guys as viewers and community lovers was like, there are days that it's hard to stoke the fire, and you guys stoked it plenty of times. Shadows, I still talk about you playing the Glorp commercial on your stream. I talk about that all the time. Like that's one of my favorite moments.
Yeah.
Just to be like, some other stream is like joking around with the video of Glorp in the canyons of House of Tsushima or Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, I didn't do that. Tsushima? There we go.
There you go.
But yeah.
It's a soft tea.
Yes, it's a soft. It's a little softy.
It's like,
but it doesn't happen without all that. So all the friends that have supported, all the fellow streamers that have supported, all the freaking new buds, old buds, any posters in the community, shares of this thing we do, like with this, hopefully it will also allow us to build upon both of these projects in a huge way. So with better resources. And honestly, it's just this like, it's hard to believe. The seasonal depression is a thing I suffer from. Unfortunately, I have usually a hard time around Christmas, and it hit pretty hard this year. So I did just like kind of disappear for a little while. That's why I was like, it's important to get on screen today and be like, trust me, it's not a lack of love for you guys. I've seen everything that's been said and all this stuff, and it's just so good to be back, especially with news like this. So,
right?
Man, yeah. So thanks all you lovely people that are just
used
as
to
pumped
giving
as
bad
we.
news. It's nice.
Yes.
Good news.
Yes. I have a riddle for you. A Glorp riddle in the show.
Oh, do we have a riddle? Are we going to answer
Obviously.
a riddle right now?
Do we need a riddle? I'm on it. Dude, we could do it after the
Intermish?
yeah, we could do an intermission. Yeah, we're at 45. Like I said, this stream tonight probably won't be a 3-hour. You can just do it if you feel comfortable doing it. Do it.
I was gonna say,
This was filmed. I was on my knees. That sounds bad. I was on my knees right here, speaking into our old table mics. But I couldn't. I, for some reason, didn't grab a chair. But I think it helped because it put a little pressure on like my diaphragm when I was speaking, and it was really easy to do the glorp. And I honestly think the glorp that we reference is more this commercial than what happened in the show. Like the cadence of this glorp is just a little different because it wasn't in the game. But like this is the one I think of when I think of glorp. Sean Gilchrist, another person, he animated this commercial and was like was also studio manager. Just like,
is that the one?
That's the
where
one.
he. Oh.
Can you drag it over?
Hearing him enough
Just hear
is
it.
like. It's time.
Have to use mic.
Mute.
I'm muted.
Glorp has said all. I am Glorp.
Would you like to remove glorp?
Subaru.
Yes.
Subaru.
Oh, you couldn't hear it? How confusing that must have been for you. All right. So here we go. Just put the link in there. It can be such a butt. We have a pretty complex background of this. That's one of the things like people don't realize just like some of the, they're like, wait, what are you doing? Munch Party like actually coded and built out a game in Unity. That is our layout. So these are like 3D environments that we shoot in 2D that he has built a webhook connection to a server we have that runs our music, our scenic lighting, the torches, all that stuff.
We flame.
I'm gonna probably just do a video about it because it's like one of the most incredible things ever, and it's like hard to show you through a 2D environment without the back end of it. So, it's again just we gotta get that back end. Little in the middle, but you got back end. A back end from like The Hobbit. Okay, there's something there. Just write that down. But yeah, there's like a level of stuff to all this that I feel like maybe not be truly known, and it's just been some incredible work going into it. Again, a testament to all you wonderful people that have helped us all the time. I love you guys so much.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like Shadow's playing on Glorp, playing on his stream when he just ran to this like cliff and there was like the beautiful river and the peach blossoms falling. He goes, "Do you hear that?" And I did the same thing that you do on Twitch. We go, "Oh no, I don't hear it. Maybe the audio's fucked up or whatever," which is kind of ironic considering that's what happened. And then clicked the Glorp commercial and you just hear like faintly echoing through the canyon in this beautiful Japanese like 3D environment. It was so fucking funny. I think about it all the time. But again, it's like you never know that how little some of these small moments end up becoming to keeping the steam rolling on a thing like this. But yeah, dudes, live show, cannabis. We're open flame, so like we can smoke with the audience. We'll have our smoking rituals. I've got kind of a really fun lore base to the show itself. Each show will be 2 different legends facing off against each other. In a series of challenge. There's like a strength challenge, a dex challenge, a wisdom, a charisma, and then a monster battle versus me dressed in a funny monster costume. So it's going to be a really, really fun time. And if you're in the area, I highly recommend coming and joining us. So it is, I think it's like an 80 seat room. So it is like there is a limited seating amount. So if you do want to come, especially this first one, locking that in early, but they have to make the announcement for all these websites to go online. So I'd be like, do it early, but not yet because you can't. Again, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be talking about this right now. But so that's there's been so much. I've been waiting to sign certain contracts with everybody to the point, and it's like I know I was like, oh, there's stuff coming, and then I was like, well, I don't want to say a thing that's not right. Like we're in the point now. This is happening. So I feel much more comfortable saying it. But there was also a bit of, like I said, there was a little bit of time of me just away for a bit and then coming back being like, there's this silence in the space. It's not a bad one. I promise we're like doing all kinds of really exciting stuff.
You were working.
But what to do, how to get it out. Now we've got our logo, we've got our name, we've got our partnerships and stuff. So
the work's been done.
Yeah, you can come whenever you want. There's talks of them streaming the live production that we're doing there. We would probably partner, link it on ours. But it is important also to show WeeDnD. It would be it'd be different players, all from the WeeDnD canon. We've added, Eric Angel, who played Ford. What was it?
Oh, fellow Ferrari.
Ferrari. But the 6 members of the cast, and also Gus is welcome if he makes it down in that time.
If he makes it to Vegas.
It'll be 2 different players playing either a legend they've played before or a new legend or a legend somebody else has played. I'm down with that. Like how will you guys play Pickles?
If the audience wants to pay for them to play someone.
Exactly. There will
their
be
own avatar.
As the interface with this app, that's something we are talking about, like voting in midweek, giving it something during the week that you can do. That'll all kind of be clarified as the show actually gets to launch. It is like a 6-week thing, so it'll be a 6 weeks iterations that you'll kind of see the next phases of these things coming. But I'm telling you, every time I work on it, I'm just like, dude, this as an audience, this is like the show I've been wanting to go see my whole life. So it is going to be a blast. With that in respect, 5 years, live show. How are my boys? How you guys doing? I need water.
I'm doing all right. I could pee.
He can pee.
I'm not gonna lie.
I could flex. Pee. Okay. What about you?
Sorry,
Can you pee, Jay?
That was a humble flex.
I think I can, but I do have to.
Jake, you're a winner. I know you.
I think therefore I pee.
It's because you guys believe in me, and I will say I'm gonna get all sappy before we go. Just it's not even a sentimental thing, just the amount of support, and that's always been something about this show is we've always supported each and every one of each other, and it's a great thing. And I look back and I'm like, it's almost been 5 years, but I've technically learned 3 different games. I learned like digital D&D, on table D&D. And 13 Dead End Drive was revisited.
Hero
is
Class,
also D&D.
5-minute dungeon.
Hero Class, 5-minute dungeon.
Crossfire.
I just can't. I can't count past 3. So after 3, I'm
he told me that when he auditioned.
Well, you just said 5 years, so don't lie to me.
I've only played those games. I swear.
He only counted to 3 and then he read 5.
And then you read 5,
1,
but
2,
you can only
3,
count to
5
3.
years.
Come on, man.
Wow.
But the support here at this table and the support that we get to see in the room from the buds, the support we get from Steph and everyone who's helped us behind the scenes. We got Sean, we got Tom, we got Isaac, we got a lot of wonderful people like in these 5 years. I'm like, damn.
And one shitty You decide.
Yeah.
Hey, Arj,
Pick 'em.
not to say if you're saying you're coming down February 26th, that happens to be my 39th birthday.
Ooh.
Yeah. We're going to have a show on my birthday. You know what's funny? I always have a show on my birthday. That's the funniest thing ever. I didn't even plan it this year. They're like, you'll have one on your birthday. But yeah, holy shit, we're going to do a show on my birthday. A Weed live Conception Loud show on my birthday. What a
That's
fuck.
awesome.
Life is
Badass.
dope.
Isn't that? Life's pretty good.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, Jake, but yeah.
You're good. No,
just
no,
keep
no.
doing
It's gonna be the coolest fucking show.
it. It really is going
I
to be
was
a cool
gonna say,
show.
when we, if we're still doing it in April, then that will have been 22 years
Wow.
since I got back from Iraq.
Holy crap. Time is a son of a bitch. Yeah, dudes, to like echo that. It is true. It's like again, I'll do it selfishly. It's been tremendously valuable for me to be around a bunch of amazing people all the time, once a week. And so the support of both the community, the players, and I'm so fucking proud of you guys, man. You never played D&D before. And then some of the stuff that you were doing, especially during chapter 2, is just like some of the highest level gameplay that you get. Like, such a fucking gift, man. So thanks for everybody that's been with us forever. What's up, Get the Lettuce? Thanks for some of you that are just joining us now. I assure you that this thing's going to be like a rocket ship as we move forward. As this show has so many positive implications for both the studio, I have had to, unfortunately, put our preparations for the fourth season back a little. I'm still working on the narrative loopholes. We're getting the characters all in line, but I kind of have to launch this bad boy the way we really need.
Well, and it'll help integrate into this show as well for what we can do live.
Absolutely.
And with the app and all that stuff. So
one feeds one goes back. Like the WeeDnD getting the opportunity to have such a strong partner in an advertising sense, and the live show kind of showing people in this community who we are, what we can do. I think it's like the rising tide. It's so fun to see Blackwater, working with, Brendan Lee Mulligan and Matt Mercer on their podcasts. And,
I was
it's
going
just
to say, look out, Critical Role.
get out there doing that work, and dude, those people are all
The
incredible
Hemperors
too.
are coming.
Yeah, bro. There's a new Hemperer in town. Yeah, I'll challenge them just because it's like, oh no, what if we all hung out and rolled dice?
Oh yeah, what if us and Critical Role just hung out and had a fucking awesome time together?
Hey, Matt Mercer, how's your hair today?
Right.
It's mine's
Wait,
never as good as
I was supposed to ask him the question.
Wait,
because I don't have hair.
Hey, Matt, hold up. Sorry, I said the wrong name. Drew has something to say to you.
Hey, Matt Mercer.
Hey.
How's your... Stupid.
Wait,
you should have said it.
I did the hair. I
fucked
moved
it
the
up.
hair when you said it.
Do you want to smoke weed about
We
it?
should smoke weed.
Matt Mercer, do you want to smoke weed about it?
Matt Mercer, if you
My
want.
guy.
This is just do it. Like,
Just fucking tell
either that or there's a guy named Matt Mercer who's like, oh, what's this?
Okay,
He's like,
what's
oh, another fucking
what's this
D&D
all
thing.
about?
Everybody always talks to him about D&D because his name's Matt Mercer. He's like, I'm not the one. I'm not the same one.
Yeah.
I'm a philanthropist. I'm trying to help people.
What the fuck is a
Can I
dragon?
have money? I'm like, no, I'll get that new t-shirt. Yeah, Travis and Drew's. How tall is Travis? He might be taller than me. I think so. I don't know. A lot of the D&D people I meet, I'm much taller than. We see everybody from like the shoulders up, and so you don't realize
That's
that you
true.
get around
And
them.
I'm well, you and I are both kind of in the same boat.
Yeah.
Bam and I almost have the same length of legs.
It'll blow your
His
mind.
inseam is
People
what,
don't believe it.
30?
32. It's like 31. Perfectly.
31.
A 32.
I'm 28
I chew
inseam.
the seams if it's a 32, and on a 30, I see too much of my socks. So it's like 31 is actually the one, but I'm cheap and don't buy those. So I'll get it.
But he's almost a foot taller than me.
almost a foot taller, almost the same size leg.
But almost the same size
I am
legs.
all torso.
Yeah.
I have the seat as far down as I can get it. Like it's otherwise I'm just like
Torso man.
yeah. Yeah, I'm 1 foot taller than Stefanie.
That's true, because I am taller than Steph.
That's true. I don't hold that against you though. So yeah, guys, we are going. There's another cool thing we've been working on here in the studio. It is an original works group that has just kind of become a really awesome thing. We've got Lord of Lost Time, our own Lord of Lost Time, has submitted some short script to it. Drew and I did a reading for it. And so when we come back, we're going to do a quick intermission so Drew can pee and we can pee on Drew. He's 6'3", motherfucker. I'm like 6'2" and a half. But if I put Snicker bars in my shoes, he won't even know. Travis,
I would just eat
How's your-
lifts and then eat the
how's your
Snickers.
I wanted to be 6'4" so bad. Like I'm as tall as I am, and even I'm like not happy. I'm 6'4" was supposed to be my height, but all I did was drink coffee and smoke cigarettes my whole life. Gosh, I could have had it. I could have had. I had an 8-inch growth spur one time. It was insane. Anyway, we're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit about the original work script that's going on. We'll see a sweet reading of Lord of Lost Time script with me and Drew. And I also would just love to kind of let you guys know about the project a little bit. It is something that the buds can interact with. And it's encouraging creative writing just for the sole purpose of doing it and hearing it read by some of the best actors in Las Vegas. So cool.
And also me.
We're going to do an intermission. And shut up. You're so good. I'm not even letting you do that anymore. You'll see how good Drew is after the break. We're going to do an intermission. Pee on Drew. We said that. Pee on Drew. Pee on him again. Drink water. Pee on Drew. Third time.
Yep.
It's 10 minutes. I always say the wrong amount of minutes.
Yes, it's
there
10.
is a highlight of all this incredible work. Vlad Kolenic's Monster series. Some of that artwork will be part of this new game we're building, like a little board game, card game kind of thing. And then there's all the music that you get to hear from Sandy Stein without the ducking. So you actually get to hear it. And it's a beautiful, awesome volume.
Gorgeous.
But 6 foot and tender. That's everybody, bro. Basketball players like that are like, I'm 6'11", sure. I don't know, inflate. My height is whatever 7-Eleven door I walk out of.
What the fuck is Tinder?
It's you put it in enough of it in a fire
To start a fire, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And he is.
Why are
6
you
foot-
using such big pieces of Tinder? Is what I'm wondering.
6 foot worth of tinder. You know what I mean?
okay.
Like it's also like a cord of wood, right? Like it's one unit but multiple pieces of wood. I would assume
Like a parsec?
something like that. I would assume he's a small bundle of sticks. All right, so we have ourselves a intermission, and we will be having us a good old time talking about some original works. It's Boys Night.
Boys Night.
Boys Night. Brenna,
Boys Night.
Brenna, go to intermission.
Boys
Go to
Night.
intermission,
Boys
Brenna.
Night.
Thanks, Unicorn. You got a light? Oh, what's up, Albert?
Who, me?
Not as easy as it looks, is it?
Righty. I'm a right-handed owl.
Hey, where you going, buddy? Yeah, there we go. That's the kind of high-quality puppeteering that you can experience in our new live show.
High quality.
Oh, look
You
out.
know it.
You'd be like, oh, God.
How do they do it?
And I'd be like, smoke more
Fucking
weed.
magic.
Yeah. I just want you to know that was no green screen. That was all
Yeah.
practical effects.
You're welcome, Pixar.
Literally I remember going to studios to like figure out where we were going to do the show initially. And every one of them, I was like, hey, can we smoke in there though? And they were like, no. And I was like,
No,
oh,
you
okay.
can't.
Gonna need to build our own studio then.
What? I'll build my own.
We did. Yeah, there's going to be a pretty cool studio renovation too also. We were joking around about grabbing cameras. So many people when they come in here, they go, I had no idea it was anything like this because you just see a table and 5 chairs.
True.
We might do like a little pickup camera for and move it around, show you a little bit of the back end here. We'll show you that back end. All right, so I, in intermission, totally butchered the setup that we had already set up for this video, so I'm going to probably pop over there and set it up. But to preface it, we have started a Arthard Studios original works group here in town. It throws back to an old writing tradition from a group I worked with at a place called the Catherine G. Nicholas Park for the Arts about 15 years ago now. This is crazy.
KGPA.
KGPA. And it was this little kind of, there was too much of a story behind it to get into too much, but it was a little bit of an art commune-y kind of place where we would get together once, we would do it weekly at the time, and read people's writings, play musical instruments late into the night, and just enjoy that sweet vibe. I then continued it when I was doing Quadra 9 Productions. We did readings here for a while, and was Las Vegas Weekly, did a whole write-up on it. It was pretty cool. And
It's
then
a bohemian paradise.
it's a little bit of a bohemian paradise is what it's funny too. That's even in my email. I'm like, this is more bohemia than workshop. So,
Yeah.
feel your vibe out. But yeah, it was one of those things where I had an idea and I was like, oh, hey, that'd be cool to do again. And then was like, dude, I hate ideas. Write it down. And so I just made a post. I was just like, hey, I'm doing this. I'm restarting this original works group. And then I got up the next day and had like 50 emails. So now our group is almost 100 members strong. We've had some of the best writers that I'm blessed to know have worked pieces in there. I've been writing a ton. And it's been a really nice period of writing for me. It is weird to be like, oh yeah, you've been doing this for 20 years now. Because
when I point at you,
Yeah.
it's like I'm pointing away from
that's
you. I should
something.
point
That's
this
something
way.
that in like the new layout.
I
I also want like the if I'm reaching. Like, look at that. Oh, that's kind of cool though. Like, I'm Gale. Let me out of this magical campfire. Cut his hand off. It's freaking cool.
It takes a minute.
It is. It's not as easy as you think to cut hands
I'm like,
off.
oh good, I don't have to give up 3 magical artifacts now, but I also don't have Gale. So
My favorite is I'm like, yeah, you can have like the ring of +1 nothing that I got from the vendor kid. Like I'm just
I always give up the hat for the bard, the ring of color spray.
Yep. Which is great at first level and after.
God, what's the other one that I always give away?
There's one of the like early pole arms just isn't.
Oh, that you find in the.
It might be the absolute one, but Baldur's Gate 3 is
No.
great, by the way. We're doing a small ad for it right now, but it is one of the best games ever made.
And they're coming out with crossplay.
And they're coming out with
patch 8.
crossplay. Remember Chrono Cross? Maybe that's just me. But yeah, Rain Dance staff. There you go, Grim. But yes, the original works group is kind of an open invite to original creation of all kinds. We have some short story writers. We have some. There's a poem in this week's. It's there. I think it benefits writers to see the many paintbrushes that you can use to convey an experience. And it's been like a tremendously valuable, awesome space. I would like to have it streaming eventually. It's been, as we do each week, it's like there's different things to iron out. But in that vein, I think everybody benefits from writing. It's, Rick Rubin, it's your journal entry. So feel free to write to yourself. And then it's not about appeal, whatever. None of these necessarily have to be produced, although some of them will be soon. More info on that. But like, it's just a space by which to hear the thing outside of your own mind loop. At this point, we've read over 30 original pieces in 3 months. And we have another amazing, my favorite writer of all time that I just happen to know is submitting a play that he wrote this month. I have like what might end up my first screenplay that these gentlemen and I did a reading on. Stefanie did a reading on the other night. And just, it's amazing. One of the things I like about it is there's people that are like, well, I'm not an artist, but I like this environment. And then they see it and they're like, well, I want to write something. And then it's really, really good.
You see that?
And the one I would specifically like to shout out, one huge friend of the show, the Lord of Lost Time, who has also acted as a character in our show and showed up as Lord of Lost Time in our finale in chapter 2, wrote a piece in the vein of like a somewhat fantasy narrative theme that connects many of his shorts. But Drew and I did a reading for it. So it was...
No idea that I was going to do this.
Nor I.
So thank you, Ernest.
Nor I. And that is what part of the group is we do cold readings. So it's like the actors have not prepped the material. As a writer, it's tremendously valuable because it's like how much of what I'm trying to convey works just without me giving a direction to it, right? Like, what does the words make you think you are as you experience it? That's a really valuable answer to hear as a writer. So it's like, I think cold readings serve that stage of writing, an early draft far stronger than like a prepared read, which have their own benefit too. But so far we've had like some, a dance submitted, musicians have been talking about potential. I'm like, of course I want it all. So there is like incredible original work happening in town. And then suddenly there's arts grants going out. Poor Richard's Players is doing a thing right now. If you're a local Vegas writer, opportunity for an arts grant as part of their creative writing exercise. That's all through all of our links. All the Art Studios sites will get you to places you can find that information. On the YouTube, you can actually watch the tape recordings, with the exception of the people that didn't want to share it publicly at its early stages. All my stuff is in there so far. Like we have 3 months. I think I have 6 or 7 shorts or something like that in there. I was a little overly indulgent when people would leave. If there was like 5 of us left, I'd be like, let's read these so I could keep writing new stuff. I don't want to be like, I got that done.
It's so fun though. Like, it's
Yeah.
not a burden by any means. And I want to say with Lord of Lost Time's stuff, it was a pleasure to be a part of it. I just didn't know that I just showed up to hang out and hear people's stuff that was being written and read and whatnot. And he was like, oh yeah, by the way, you're doing this. I'm like, oh.
And then it happened to him.
All right.
And then it happened to him.
Yes.
He was like, I'm going to
So he knows how I
He's
feel.
like, I don't really act. He's like, no, you're good. And then he killed it. It was great. I'm
So I'm honored and humbled,
Yes.
but yeah, I just was not expecting to do it.
as like a producer, I'm very against like no's stopping you. I get like the fear of all those spaces, but it's like, everybody like acting isn't, it's funny how not most things are. And like writing is writing. It's like writing for a reason is where it starts to become boggled, but just like it is a gift to just kind of work through your own. Again, I like to make my inner thoughts a character. And then it's like, well, if that's the character, who am I talking to it from? And so it's just been like a cool writing exercise that's gotten me through some really weird spaces in a really awesome way. So the original works group is open to everybody in the sense of sending in writing submissions. And so even writers that are not local, we have like an ability to have you on like a Discord call, can watch the readings. We just don't want to do like Zoom call participation readings where there's a weird delay and all that stuff. So all the readings are in the room. But yeah, we usually get somewhere between 30 and 45 people. And it's this next one will be like a nice during the day fair. So
some heavy hitters, they're coming out of the woodworks that you haven't seen in years.
So and there's a new Fringe Festival that's being put on by Ernest Hemmings and his crew. We've talked with them about submitting some of our pieces, either just a chunk of like 3 of my plays that have that ghost hipster bar thing, or taking just some of the other works there. We're also talking about just filming. Like there's some that are 2-3 people in an easy environment to shoot. We have a studio. So we're all just gonna like get together, have some fun making those up. But that's like Art Studios is Weed&d. It is also Days and Dragons, but by and large, it is also just a creative hub for things to be happening. Those things will be presented a lot more through the studio than they have been. A lot of this stuff has been like individual projects that had their own whatever. We're just kind of starting to make cool stuff with cool people. So the original works group is a big part of that. Art Studios and all that will lead you that away. And then, I'm going to go fix my mistake that I did during intermission. And then we'll just watch real quick a reading that we did of Lord of Lost Times. Living was the best revenge. The second best revenge is carefully removing plants from someone's garden, replacing the garden gnomes with slightly larger gnomes so that they appear to be growing from eating the plants. Try it. Always good to see you. That's fantastic. All right, boom. I'm going to set this up. It is a short written by our dear Lord of Lost Time. For Love of Sorrow, it was called. And now I'm going to do the thing where I figure out how to do the thing.
I'm going to try and show off this mini to the camera.
Do it.
That Jake got for me for Xmas.
Merry late Xmas.
Merry late Xmas.
Love you, Dad.
Oh, wait, where am I? Okay, so.
There you are. Wait, up.
Hold on.
Wait. Oh, here. What are you in?
Wait.
Is that Jake's? I can go. What is it? So,
Oh.
There we go.
Oh.
He's just a
You
little.
put it over Jake's
he's a
face.
little-
Maybe it'll focus on him.
Here.
Here, I'll get it a little bit back. Anyway.
There it is. Little chronic.
Well, Jake got it's Chronix.
You got him?
Chronix Onyx art.
Is he in
Yeah,
focus?
there he is. All right.
There he
Oh,
is.
yeah.
And it's a little metal mini. You gotta love a metal mini.
Oh, what's the chronics with you?
It's a chronic.
What are you doing to Jake's art?
Hey, what's the matter with you? Oh, wait, he's not. I was like, he's Scottish, right?
Hey, I'm Chronix Onyx.
Hey, I'm Chronix Onyx out over here.
Yo.
Scottish and junk.
All right.
You know about me?
I don't know.
Anyway, it's dope. Thanks, Jake. Love you, Bob.
All right.
Love you, Dad.
You guys
And
might hear
I
some.
love you, Dad.
I forgot about the Scottish accent too. It's gonna be so
Yeah,
great.
that'll be fun. You can come
You
back.
come back. Okay.
Focus on that face, that handsome facha.
So handsome.
Okay. This might take a sec. Oh wait, no, this is definitely.
So anyway, thank you. That's a wonderful gift.
All right, gentlemen, we're gonna
Ladies
mute
up
real
to
quick,
Mute your
and
mics.
then I'm just gonna get. It's definitely gonna take forever and be awkward and weird, but enjoy.
I'm about to be. Love you, buds. Enjoy.
Me seeing you, well, they would like it, but
Release. The lights fade. End of play.
awesome.
All right. For love of purpose. And now I've killed again. That's what he was going to say, or something to that effect. Oh, getting a bloody headache just thinking about it. Just let's get this damn thing over with. All right, it's time to wake up. Edgar, having some sense of where he is, but not quite, wakes up. Get your head straight, and let's get this over with.
I thought I'd heard the last of you a year ago.
Yeah, well, I thought I was done with what I needed to do, but I guess not. We were in position. We were ready for when the time came, and then you had to go and screw it all up.
You're the reason I've been having this anxiety recently. This hasn't been an issue.
Yeah, for about a year, right? When we finally cleared ourselves from outside distractions till you decided you wanted to try doing this dance again.
For a year, I was at peace, and now you decided to interfere with my life again.
Oh, no, not this time. This time I've put up with this bullshit too many times in the past, and I am sick of it.
No, I am sick of you causing me nothing but...
This time, you're going to shut the hell up and listen to me, and you're going to actually listen to me.
Where's Zach?
Where do you think? God, he's tucked away in that prison in the back of your mind where you like to try and stick me all the time. You know, I was in there for a whole year. I had accepted it. The job was done. Where were you when you needed to be? Where were you? When were you going to be ready? So I just sat back and I waited. But you couldn't let a good thing stand, could you? So here I am, needing to be the ultimate voice of reason and of purpose.
You're nothing but a burden.
And you are nothing but a fucking child. You think the anxiety is me? You think I have that kind of power? Oh, heavens, no, it's you. It's you or your soul, or maybe, I don't know, you prefer to call it fate. That's why you've been on edge lately. That's why you feel restless. I'm not causing it, but I know what is, and so do you. She is. Circle gets the square. For a year, you had finally put aside this hopeless romantic in you. And there was peace. There was progress. You were becoming who you needed to be, your final form. You've been seeing visions, haven't you?
A flame, a burning, death, hope, but hope we never see.
We need to be that hope. Not for ourselves, but for those around us, for those who come after. But you're not going to be able to do whatever it is you need to do when the time comes if you keep up these ridiculous notions of
Why does it have to be me and you? You don't even know what I'm supposed to do or when. All you've done is speak in mystery.
Because that's all I know, you fucking idiot! I have the same information that you do. I'm only bothering to try and interpret it. What you're trying to pursue isn't what you need to be doing. Your body, your soul knows that, and they are trying to tell us.
I just want peace and quiet.
Yeah, but that's not a chance that we get to make, is it? Look, whatever's going to happen, I'll be the first to tell you that I don't like it. Because whatever happens to you happens to me. And if whatever you do gets us maimed or killed, well, I am not overly enthused about there having to be the plan. I like not being maimed or killed. Whatever it is, it's just not something we get to walk away from. And you're right. I don't know if what I'm saying is true or not, but I feel it. And so do you.
So what am I supposed to do?
There can't be any distractions. When the time comes, you have got to be willing to lay it all on the line. There can be no hesitation. For the greater good. For a better world. For a place for her to live in. We know the problem. We know the solution. Cut off the head.
Answer.
Cue sport. I kept the part of us cute slapping each other. Oh, and then we need to. There we go. And there. Boom. You don't see it, but you hear it.
Pretty sure we both won that joshing match.
That was a good Josh.
It was a good Josh.
That was a successful Josh.
Felt good
That
about
was a
it.
Josh in real time.
Yeah, we didn't have to roll for it. That was a natural
Natural
Johnny
joshing.
Yeah.
with
You
the
guys
rolling.
should have rolled. Typically, your rolls for joshing have been terrible.
The worst.
Just
What's
this
funny
last season.
is when we're like, we should Josh, we kind of want to. So it'll be like a 7, and we're like, well, I mean, it's a 7 Josh, but that's a Josh, baby.
Hey, it's better than a 1.
Unfailable check,
Yeah.
the Josh check. You know what I mean? It's just the level of. I love when it's the Josh check, and then it's like an awkward Josh. You're like, I thought you didn't hear the jokes. You're like,
Because-
right? Did you just laugh and say yes? Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
So again, shout out to a person who says he's not a writer. Our lovely friend Lord of Lost Time.
Lord of last time.
This guy Drew will tell you all the time. He's like, he's so good. I fucking love him so much. I just refuse to let you say you're not amazing anymore.
No.
But that's the original work was kind of that, man. It's there's just some incredible work popping around. Jake submitted a piece as well. There's all of the stuff is on the YouTube. It's a pretty raw. Obviously, they're cold reading, so there's like very little physically dramatic stuff to it. But it's because of that limitation. I think the voice work does kind of pop a little differently. And so I've really enjoyed going back and watching some of them. So it is some of the most incredible talent in town doing cold reads on some really powerful original work. And so it's a space where there is no wrong, no any. If that exercise particularly is called the first line, last line, in that when you think about writing, it's an impossible task. What am I going to write about? The first line, last line exercise kind of helps you realize that how much of that is an invisible barrier also. You just take 2 random lines from 2 random books. That one of them is your first line of your script. The other one is the last line. And whatever, one can be either or, but whatever order you like. It is so funny how when those 2 points are set, drawing a line between them becomes very easy. Like it's to go from like, I don't know what I'm going to write to like, a line from Pinocchio and a line from Oh, the Places You'll Go. And you're like, oh, here's my super dark suicidal plan. But then it's so funny how like random lines from random locations typically prompt a play of the opposite type. Like
It's cool to see each interpretation where some of them are like wildly different. It's great.
Yeah, and again, it's like it only just served the writer. The last one, I was like, screw that first line. I used a picture for my prompt, and then ended with the other last line. But again, it's a nice supportive environment where there is no. This is not a writing competition. The writers workshopping tends to be more.
That's the biggest part. It's not a competition.
Not
it's
at all.
not a contest.
No.
It's a
I think we
place
all
where
win,
creatives
genuinely.
just get together and
Yeah.
try to support each other. If it's, I don't know.
That's the.
I've been really inspired. I
Same.
haven't written since I was overseas in Iraq, and I've been really inspired. I've been thinking about maybe eventually.
Don't think about maybe eventually, please. Just for me.
It's been
For me.
like 20
Write me a
years.
love note. That's writing.
I don't have to write you a love note.
You
I'll tell you
could.
right now. I fucking love you, bro. I'd take a bullet for you.
Put that on paper, though. No, I'm kidding.
Right, so you
and then it's
can- It's a contract
So join
at that
us.
point that you can hold it over me
That's
in
it.
the future.
Loom it over. Be like, Drew, remember this? I hold it to my head. It got dark, but that's the right problem.
We said it was about big
who
announcements tonight. It's fine.
Yeah, big announcement. Anyway, so that was again just a shout out to like Lord of Lost Time, a huge long time member of the show. Join us. It is every one of them is a different mingling of a bunch of different types in writing and stuff. So it's just been really, really cool.
I should have
Again,
been really good.
you can see the recordings themselves on the Arthard Studios YouTube. Steph was kind enough to post the link. There's some really awesome stuff in there. I'm really proud of a lot of the work that's been done, and I take no credit for this. It's just like, luckily I have a room to bring all these people in. And again, selfishly, I just get to hang around with a bunch of cool, awesome creatives and do fun stuff. So that is kind of the other half of this announcement. WeeDnD is still WeeDnD. Days and Dragons is Days and Dragons, and the creative outlets of Arthard Studios are their own endeavors. Although like our time spent prepping these projects is a little focused right now, each of them will continue, hopefully emboldened by the other. So thank you from the team here. It's the you being here, the what you've done for us, as well as all the other creators that have helped, is the reason that it's so worth
support,
doing.
love,
Just,
the
man,
community.
what a shame, right? Oh,
We can all
hang
have
on.
shitty days, just as the cast and crew. We can go to any one of our buds
Yeah,
and have a shoulder to fucking cry on.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
incredible.
it's a wonderful.
Just to have that support structure and love and that human fucking
That's it.
connection
That's it.
over
And
an
now we're
internet
gonna bring that
connection
into a
that
lounge.
still means
Smoke weed and love on each other. It'll be
what it means.
fantastic.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, massive thanks to everybody, all the creative side of this team, all the people, faces you don't see that have done just a mountain of work to get us to where we're going. And man, it just feels like this year's going to kind of be a rocket ship as far as what we're looking forward to. So thank you for everything you've done, all the people that invest in the show through Patreon, bits, subs, all that stuff. If you can't and you watch anyway, that's just as fine with me, man. Just take care of yourself. And please enjoy. So the joy of my life is hanging out, playing my favorite game with my favorite people,
Right.
my favorite way. So, man, all these opportunities coming up. Keep an eye out on our socials as these next steps are going to become some pretty exciting releases, reveals, and stuff with elements of how you can help us in this endeavor if you are so inclined. And as well as really just awesome updates as this thing's going.
So yeah, reveals like the calendar.
Like the
I'm
calendar.
looking forward to those reveals.
I'll just start posting chainmail bikini pics.
It's like, please at
for
least,
inspiration.
at least give me a month.
I'm gonna need some chainmail. I guess like one of those prints that would show me how to design a bikini and some nair. I'm a hairy man.
Some nair.
I'm a hairy guy.
Like my time away from Iraq, it has been that long since I've also had a 6-pack.
There it is.
So
Oh, I got a 6-pack. You know what I'm saying?
give me
Six-pack of
a
Twisted
month
Teas.
at least to try and get some of that back.
Yo, there's like a potential role I've wanted my entire life that I have a very important audition for tomorrow. And if that happens, bro, let's do
Okay.
it. We're gonna go like sick.
Honestly,
WeeDnD workout.
I've seen those like commercials, internet commercials,
Oh, I've seen
commercials,
commercials.
whatever, of the
The
Navy SEAL guy that
Yeah.
created the electro,
yeah, it's very handsome.
the TENS unit that
Yep.
you use.
Yeah.
But for your abs, I'm looking at maybe trying that out.
We could be
'cause
doing it.
I
right now.
love to just play video games and smoke weed all day, and I would love to have a
Let's
6-pack.
do it right now. But I also
doing
like
that.
cheese a ton.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That thing should
Specifically
take-
right before bed. They're like, don't eat it right before bed. I'm like, why even have cheese?
This machine should cancel out the midnight cheese. Midnight
I don't know.
cheese.
Or I'll
That's-
just shake
that's
it down
that's
like a
pretty good
Plinko.
bit.
The midnight cheese. Yeah.
Dude, midnight cheese. I legit got up an hour before my alarm today to eat a big old bowl of Frosted Flakes. Steph hooked up some Frosted Flakes, and it's like, that reminds me of childhood, and I haven't had them a lot. And I literally like was laying there, I was like, I can probably sleep a little more. And I was like, let me get a bowl of Frosted Flakes. Then I ate it, and I was just like, rinse out bowl, go right back to bed for another like 45 minutes. So it was amazing.
Kudos
You still rinsed out the bowl.
I was gonna say kudos to you for rinsing out the bowl, my man.
Fuck yeah.
Because I'm like, are you the dude that did that and then left the bowl for the cats to leave? Like, it's like, come on, I'm better than that. Take
That
a
was
minute.
naive.
Rinse them
You
off.
did not. No.
Take a minute. All right, tonight, cheese friends. Guys, we love you so much. Love all the people that have done so much for us. And
To the
I
buds.
cannot wait for
You're the
these steps to
fucking
continue to
best.
follow. Keep up. There will be streams Tuesdays going up to it. I think our launch would probably be the week following, probably the first week of February, but I have to check because we have some availability issues
Golden
with a few
frothy
people.
ropes.
We're going to do it when we
of
have all of us
streams.
and we can rock it just right. Till then, we'll be having some fun. I'm going to be doing some back end stream, kind of like the Oops All Bam stream where it's like me over at the desk maybe as we do some of the renovations in here and stuff, kind of show you the fun of putting some music on and being silly with people. There's a great video, if you're not on our Instagram, of all of us pulling out props for the live show and then putting on dresses and awesome funny hats.
And also the one of all of the pictures after every stream.
Yes.
That Steph put up. I love that one too.
Mhm.
It's so good.
That's one of those, like, if it had that Green Day, that like
Time of your
life.
Mhm.
If you played that
Yeah.
while any of that
I would
stuff-
cry.
I would fucking die.
Yeah, I would cry.
Thinking about it, getting a little fucking
Yeah, a little bit, right?
we fucking love you guys. I love everybody involved in this
This has
project.
been the time of my life.
Time of my life. I know. Another turning point.
Just right there.
All right. I'm going to start
Stop.
crying. We do have us a little ritual we like to do around here. It's talk about the history of the show and cry. What's that? No, this will be in. We got us a little, we did that. What? I got thrown off.
Sorry, I got
Stefanie
What happened?
off. It's, we'll talk about it later. We'll
Lighter?
talk about it later.
So
I'm kidding.
we're-
what if that was the thing?
Lighters?
I hear Brandon's like really
Light-
mean to Stefanie. We got us a little
ritual
tonight.
Pets.
Friends in
room.
Pets.
fire.
Look around
Fire.
to make
Go and
up and
Up.
wait.
Wait.
Okay, so on 3 or like 1, 3.
one.
Couldn't be
two,
down. It's gotta be up.
3.
And
Okay,
then, so
right.
and
On. Is it and or on? So it's lighters.
household pets.
Yeah.
Look
household
around your
pets.
room for your family.
Go. Lighters up. That's right. You'll see quality entertainment like this live at Dazed and Trapped.
At only 30-ish bucks a ticket.
Yeah, and you get like
And you
weed.
get to
You get
smoke
$30 worth
that
of
buys
weed.
your
It's
weed for the
it's
show
weed.
that you're gonna sit and fucking watch anyway. It's like you're gonna.
That's
sit
right, you
and
will.
smoke.
And I'll get you. Guys, I love you so much. I love this. Love yourself. Create something.
to
Play with your friends. And just, be your badass selves.
Do it.
Let's keep on keeping on, my friends. 2025.
Be a fucking dinosaur.
What?
Great.
Raid?
What?
Where's
No, we're gonna raid.
Oh,
We're gonna raid.
I thought we got it right. I was
I
about to
don't know
boot some
where-
cats.
I'm talking about all day.
Let me
Yeah.
get the
Lighters.
Dumb.
Let me get the unicorn. Thank you, guys. Remember, get a good grade on your test, best friends. Paper towels.
And
And go.
Carolyn.
Carolyn's. Oh, God. Come on, this is going to be hard to get off.
Oh god, did I almost
Oh,
like
my
that?
All right. And go with us on a raid. We're going to raid. Love you
We're
guys.
gonna raid.
We love you.
We love it.
2025.
All right, lighters up.
Lighters up. And all your household unicorns, lighters up. We'll see you next
God.
Tuesday, baby. Mwah, mwah. Night, Sam. Nom, 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 nom.
So what? You can't touch me, because I'm from the internet.
Thank you.